Your amygdala, that little almond-shaped bastard in your brain. It's like a paranoid security guard that got stuck in 50,000 BC. It still thinks every raised eyebrow means a saber-toothed tiger. It overreacts, pumps cortisol, keeps you suspicious, twitchy, defensive. And that's why at a party, a sideways glance feels like a goddamn death threat. But here's the trick. The amygdala runs on old data. It doesn't know what year it is unless you teach it. Micro-exposures, tiny steps, small risks. They're like showing the guard a modern ID badge again and again until it relaxes. Science calls this prediction circuit retraining. You call it proving to your nervous system that the world didn't end. Imagine you've got a vicious barking dog chained in your backyard. That's your fear response. Every time the mailman comes, the dog goes apeshit. Now, you could keep avoiding the mailman forever. But then you're basically hostage to a mud. Or you could bring the dog a treat every day until it learns, oh, mailman means cookie. That's micro-exposure. That's rewiring. Dopamine then kicks in. Tiny wins. Tiny treats for the brain. Neurons that fire together wire together. Suspicion collapses into curiosity. Curiosity collapses into connection. You literally sculpt new circuits with practice. So let's chunk this up big picture. If you practice this, you build approach pathways instead of avoidance. Your future opens like a road after rain, fresh, alive, full of possibility. Conversations become doorways, not threats. Networking becomes natural. Relationships deepen because you stopped running your life with Stone Age firmware. Chunk it down, details. First, micro-exposure. Make eye contact with a stranger. Hold it for 1 beat longer than comfortable. Smile. Second exposure. Say hi. Third, ask for directions you don't actually need. Each time, the brain rewrites. Not danger. Safe. Reward. Now extrapolate futures. If you don't do this, the amygdala keeps running the show. Every job interview feels like execution. Every new friend feels like a possible betrayal. You isolate, shrink, calcify, become a prisoner in your own head. A goddamn ghost haunting a body. But if you do this, you train yourself into freedom. You walk into rooms with curiosity. You build networks, allies, intimacy. Opportunities multiply because people trust presence, not paranoia. This skill, approach, not avoidance. It literally changes your career, your relationships, your lifespan. Think about it like karma, not mystical woo karma. Cause and effect, rubber meets the road karma. Avoid micro-exposures, your life shrinks. Face them, your life expands. Simple, brutal, true. So why are you afraid to do it? Because people's reactions feel like life or death. But here's the secret, your brain loves confusion. Confusion cracks the rigid shell. Creates the opening where new learning slips in. That's why paradox and humour rewire faster than lectures. So when your fear says they'll laugh at me, you reframe. Yeah, they might. And if they do, perfect. Because then my nervous system learns I can survive laughter. That's a superpower in a world built on social games. Look, the patterns that keep you stuck. They're always the same culprits. Avoidance, overthinking, catastrophizing. self-protection that becomes self-prison. You break them, not with one heroic leap, but with sneaky, daily micro-rebellions. Tiny exposures, tiny wins, tiny rewires, until suspicion has nowhere left to hide. Every time you feel that jolt of fear, recognize it as your training bell. That's your cue. Take the micro step. Look, speak, lean in. Reward yourself with breath, with pride, with dopamine. Wire it in again and again, until suspicion isn't your default. Curiosity is. This isn't optional homework. It's evolution. Do it and you grow into the kind of human who walks into life unarmoured, connected, alive. Don't do it. You stay trapped in an outdated loop. So the choice is stark. Do you want to be a suspicious caveman with Wi-Fi, or a rewired, radiant human who turns curiosity into connection and connection into freedom? Now let's make it real. What's that one tiny, low-risk exposure that you could take today? A conversation, a gesture, an action, to start proving to your nervous system that the world is safe enough to connect.